Hey yo, what is groovy? What is good? It's your boy Papa Capes, and we are back with yet another Raid Shadow Legends video. Welcome to my morning voice. Anyway, so today I want to talk about my arena team, because there's something quite weird about my arena team specifically, and that is I actually think that my arena team is holding my account back. And the worst part about it all is I don't want to touch it. I don't want to make any changes. I think the reason that I don't want to touch my arena team, right? My arena team works. It is the only team on my entire account that is speed tuned. It wins me fights, whether that be in Classic Arena, whether that be in Live Arena, whether that be in Tag Team Arena, as they make up the first team in my Tag Team Arena as well. It's the only thing on my account currently that feels safe. It's the one part on my account that feels stable, that feels consistent, that I can almost 100% rely on. And I'm scared to touch it. But this brings up the question as to why this is a problem. I think that this is a problem because my arena team works, therefore I kind of build everything else around it. I don't want to re-gear those champs, so I do not want to re-gear the champs that I find within my arena team. I don't want to touch them, but I also don't want to move pieces around. So what does that mean? That means, to me at least, that I'm experimenting less. That means that I'm not fiddling with gear on my arena champs, and keep in mind, I don't have tons and tons of great gear on my account as yet. That means that I'm not touching gear on any of the champs that make up my arena team. For example, what if I just got Mithrala from Hydra? What if my Supreme Gallic is sitting on gear that could do well on Mithrala? I'm not going to take it off Gallic because of how well he does as part of my arena team. So technically, I'm currently building my account around protecting this one team. And it breaks my brain. I had this thought last night, and it actually breaks my brain because if I think about it, the rewards for Classic Arena isn't that great. The rewards for Tag Team Arena isn't that great. Then the rewards for Live Arena, I guess it's debatable depending on where you find yourself in Live Arena and how often you engage in Live Arena. I love Live Arena, I love the PvP, but there's also a stage where I get into a certain rank and those seasonal points start. I find myself doing less Live Arena because I get absolutely slaughtered. Yes, okay, where I'm at in Live Arena currently, you still ban champions, so that's all cool. I still use Arbiter as bait, but you get into a place where you get seasonal points for your wins as well. And that's where I found myself, I think 2 or 3 times in the last 6 or 7 rotations. And once I'm in there, it's just so difficult to actually keep winning Live Arena matches. The season league starts in 1 week and 3 days. So when that season league starts, I find myself losing 90% of my Live Arena battles. Let's go and check out my main arena team. I've spoken about them quite a bit, but let's go and check them out in detail. My arena team, and also my main Live Arena team, consists of Otto, Mikey, Gallic, and Ugo. So let's go through these champs individually. Let's start off with Otto. We've got Otto in Pinpoint, Stone Skin, and Righteous sets. It's only at 55k power, but we know power is not really much. He's sitting at 63k HP, 2100 attack, 2700 defense, 292 speed. He is the fastest champion on my account. He's got 44% crit rate, 158% crit damage, 254 resistance, and 182 accuracy. The important thing about this is not the individual stats, it's how they work together. So keep in mind, Arthur, 292 speed. Who then goes next in my arena team? Ugo. Ugo is then the second fastest champion in my arena team at 251. So, the first ability that Otto uses in my arena team, whether Live Arena or Classic Arena, is his A2, which is Incense of Inspiration. Fully booked, he places a 50% increased attack buff and a 25% strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns. So that puts on an increased attack and a strengthen, and then Ugo comes through with his A2. Also, Ugo fully booked. Ugo's A2 attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns, also has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. The chance of placing the block buffs debuff increased by 5% for each alive enemy. So, How much speed does Ugo have? 251. But let's go through the rest of his stats. Almost 50k HP, 2,500 attack, 4,100 defense, 251 speed, 34% crit rate, 142% crit damage, 245 resistance, and 343 accuracy. All right, so keep in mind, Otto, 292 speed. Ugo, 251 speed. Who comes in after that? Mikey. Mikey comes in after that at 250 speed. What's Mikey's stats? 41k HP, almost 7k attack, 2,700 defense, 250 speed, 104% crit rate, 267% crit damage, 261 resistance, and then 230 accuracy. Mikey comes through with his A3, which is Shell Cyclone. This attack attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff and a leech debuff for 2 turns. Will ignore 25% of each target's resistance if the attack is critical. Then he also places a taunt buff on himself for 2 turns. Also fully booked. Otto, 292 speed. Ugo, 251 speed. Mikey, 250 speed. Usually, Mikey finishes everybody off. I've got him in Feral, Instinct, Merciless, and Chronophage. And if anybody's still standing after Mikey, which isn't usually the case, Supreme Gallic is then who comes in after Mikey at 241 speed. His stats, 50k HP, 4,500 attack, 2,000, roughly 2,100 defense, 241 speed, 111% crit rate, 176% crit damage, 263 resistance, and 220 accuracy. So Gallic then comes through with his A3, attacks all enemies, has an extra 10% chance of inflicting a critical hit, has a 75% chance of placing HP burn and block buffs debuffs for 2 turns. He then also places a 30% decreased speed debuff on those targets whose turn meter is higher than 50%. Gallic's also fully booked. He was actually the champion that I started with, Supreme 6, all of those months ago. So that is my arena team. To run it back once again, Otto, 292 speed. Ugo, 251 speed. Mikey, 250 speed. And then Supreme Gallic at 241 speed. As I've gone through the speed tuning of the champions now, I've gone through which attacks I prioritize with them in which order. You can see why this works, right? This obviously directly impacts my classic arena and my live arena, and then my first team in tag team arena as well. So let's go and display this live real quick, so you guys can see what I've spoken about. Let's find a decent team. I don't think I'll win this fight, but let's go and check it out. Let's go and check it out. So Artur coming through with his strengthen and his increased attack. Ugo then comes through with his decreased defense. Mikey then comes through with his A3. As we can see, we've got Syl left and Mikey, and then Gallic will come through with his A3. We didn't finish everybody off, but we're still able to go again. They do have a reviver, which brings Predator back. Let's see, Mikey's got a taunt, so we have to go for him. Okay, we've able to take Mikey out. I'm scared of Predator. I am scared of Predator. And I guess the abilities have been rotated, or at least for Artur. Perfect Veil. The entire team's almost out. Get him to come in with his A1. He didn't come in with his A1 because of the True Fear. This fight's going on a lot longer than I wanted it to. And finally, the fight is over. So this took a bit longer than I thought it was going to take. However, you were able to see exactly what I was making reference to in terms of the speed tuning, in terms of the turn order, in terms of how I utilize their abilities. So let's touch on the main thing I feel brought me this thought, is that I'm not testing better gear on these champions. Sometimes I revisit their kits and I'm like, how can I get more speed? And then after a little bit of tinkering, I'm like, oh no. I have absolutely ruined the turn order. I need to now fiddle with glyphs. I need to work on ascensions. I don't have enough chaos ore to ascend the boots if they don't have additional speed. So I just can't get the turn order back to where it was. And then I refresh everything and I just remove what I've changed and I go back to what I've trusted for a long time now. Yes, okay, granted, ever since the free gear removal, I do obviously do gear presets. As you can see in my preset folder, there's a bunch of global presets. We've got Galax preset, we've got Ugo's preset here, we've got Arto's preset here and Mike's preset here. So I do tend to use the gear that's on my arena champs temporarily for other content. For example, Faction Wars, I do it often. Curse City, I do it often. Grim Forest, I do it often. There's limited content that I do utilize the presets on often. However, for example, I was lucky enough to just get Mithrala from Hydra, and I don't know how I feel about my current Mithrala build, but I also know how absolutely great Mithrala is in Arena. Have I considered putting her in my Arena team as yet? Nope. Why not? Because I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with the current Arena team that I have. Am I bottlenecking the ability to improve my overall account power with this mindset of my arena team is the core of the account and everything else needs to work somehow around that? So this then gives me that mindset of, okay, some of my best gear on this account is locked. Why is it locked? Hypothetically locked because I'm using it on one of the champs that are in my arena team. Am I going to change it? No. What I realized is that technically I'm at a place where I'm choosing comfort over progress, which is understandable, but also, do I agree with it? No. I had a thought recently of saving presets on all of my champs, but then removing every single piece of gear from my champs and rebuilding each and every champ that is good on my account from scratch. I don't know if that's a good idea. Let me know down below. It's something I've never done on my account, taking off all the champ gear and re-gearing these champs from scratch. Prioritizing Clan Boss, then prioritizing Hydra, then maybe Chimera, then these other areas of content within Raid. But now I've got Arena and no other areas, and then I dive into existing presets. So let me know down in the comments below if you feel that that's a good idea, if you feel that's a bad idea, and why you feel that's a good or a bad idea. I think it's a decent idea because there's a lot of changes that have happened on my account. There's a lot of new champions on my account. There's a lot of new gear on my account. So maybe it's time, as we've now made our way into the mid-game, for us to re-gear and almost refresh each and every champion we use, prioritizing Clan Boss, building a Clan Boss team, gearing the Clan Boss team, speed tuning that Clan Boss team, which is something I've never done, and then potentially visiting these other areas of content. It could come across that this is specifically about Arena, but I'm not ignorant to the fact that Arena is not one of the most beneficial areas within Raid. It's not one of the areas that's going to reward you with the best gear or the best rewards. It's not that, so I'm not ignorant to that. But I don't think this is just about Arena. I think it's more so, for me personally, it's breaking something that works. I put in time to build something that worked, and now I'm too scared to revisit that with the risk of breaking what works. But then it begs the question, if I don't break it, how do I continue to grow? So that leaves me with a few options. These few options being, do I simply just leave my arena team untouched and just continue to play the game as I've been playing it, build around my arena team? And do I just fix everything else around my arena team? Or do I do what I'm currently doing? Do I continue to save presets, but then I fully re-gear each and every one of my champions on the account, prioritizing, let's say, a Clan Boss team first and foremost, as I feel that is the biggest rewards or the most crucial rewards or the best rewards that you can get on your account? Or do I rebuild properly? Granted, we've got that free gear removal. We've always got the ability to save presets. So do I rebuild properly, save everything as I have it here, but take my time, do research into something like Clan Boss speed tuning, which is something I've never done? Do I rebuild properly so that I don't have to necessarily change my gear around as often as I do, but I can trust that every champ I've got is in good gear, is built well, and regardless of what content I'm using them in, they can handle their business? I guess the last option is slowly transitioning away from being scared to touch my arena team. Maybe slowly transitioning away from the way I currently gear my champions, slowly making progress, taking one champion at a time and building them to the best of my ability. I don't actually know what the right option is. So again, I feel like I'm so reliant on so many of you guys, and I wait for the comments to come in so that it kind of helps me play the game better. So yeah, Mikey is gone. That is not good. That is not good. So I think what I'm leaning towards currently is obviously saving presets, exactly what I've been doing, and continue to doing what I've been doing. Save these presets, start maybe working on 1 or 2 champions, and not risking everything, but also not committing to anything instantly. I think that's maybe the best step to take with regards to this specifically. What do you guys think? I'd like you guys to be honest. Have you found yourself in this situation where you've just been scared to touch something on your account, whether that be a team, whether that be a champion's gear, anything really? Be honest with me in the comments. Have you found yourself scared of making changes to any kind of specifics on your account? Or are you just one of those people who are confident in your knowledge, who's confident in your ability, and you tend to just experiment as you please? Whether you break things or not, right? You can always go back to your presets, you can always get that back. But are you just comfortable enough to kind of break everything and rebuild without hesitation? Please let me know down in the comments below. The most important part about this video is remember that happiness is a choice, kindness is free. Leave your mark, yo.